Audio check. Make sure everything is good, and then we will begin this call. All right, we are good. Excellent. Well, let's begin. So welcome to this morning power-up call, which is done definitely not in the morning, but we are still using this as an opportunity for me to gather you all together and to share key lessons, key insights, things that are going to help you progress down the path of making your first money through copywriting faster, easier, and with greater, let's just say fun, with greater fun. Making money can be difficult sometimes, but it can be fun if you choose to make it so. And if you avoid some of the more common pitfalls, right? There's no avoiding all of the effort or difficulty or dodging any of that, because you will have to perform a lot of effort. There will be difficulty. There will be challenges that you will face. However, you can do it fun. You can do it with a smile on your face. You can find the fun, the magic in it. And that's something I've done that's made my life a lot better. So, and one of the ways you can do that is by jumping on these calls with me, where I take some time, share some information, share some stories with you guys, and help you develop new perspectives that will help you spring forward and overcome a lot of those obstacles, just because I've been able to point them out to you and give you keys to help break through these obstacles and find new opportunities. And today we're going to be talking about perspicacity. Now, this is a very interesting word. It's been popularized by our good friend Morpheus, right? It was kind of brought back from the obscurity of the English dictionary into prominence by him as he told stories about his father, where he would use this word in the full quote, right? I'm going to read it just so I do it complete justice. The quote goes like this. He says, "My unmatched perspicacity coupled with my sheer indefatigability make me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor." Now, this is a cool quote. Sounds cool, big words, but it has a really powerful meaning. And a lot of people hear it and they think, oh, that sounds cool. It tickles their brain, and then they move on with their life. I want you guys to avoid that. And I want you to actually pay attention to what's going on inside of this quote, inside of these words, because they hold some very important mindsets that will help you go from where you are now to where you want to be, right? This helped Morpheus go from a broke kid in Luton to where he is today. This idea that I'm going to share with you today. And we're going to focus in on the idea of perspicacity. Being perspicacious means that you pay attention, that you see what's going on, that you are aware of your world. You can look at the board, the chessboard of life, and see what's going on. You can see the moves that are available. You can see the pieces on the board. You can see how the enemy is acting. You can see how you are acting. You can compare positions. You can look into the future. It's all in your ability to read the situation and read what's going on. Now, most people aren't perspicacious because being perspicacious requires a significant amount of mental energy, genuine mental effort. It's not easy. And a lot of people, well, the people who are not destined to become wealthy are the ones who tend to seek the easy path. I encourage all of you to avoid that tendency. Instead, seek opportunities to invest your brain calories intelligently through seeking to understand the world around you and seeking to understand your situation better, right? When you think of someone out there who is driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or flying their private jet across the world, and you realize that you aren't there yet, you have to ask yourself why and try and actually solve the problem as to why you are where you are and why that other individual is able to live that life. Most people see it, they think, oh, that's cool, and they go back to their life without actually trying to solve the problem of how did this person get the thing that I want and how can I do it myself? You need to put genuine mental effort into solving these important questions. When you see something that you think is interesting, when you see someone being successful, when you see a successful business, when you see someone failing, you need to sit down and try and work out why, right? Most people instead spend their entire life scrolling through social media or playing some video game. They put all their mental effort into those things when they should be trying to solve the problems, solve the answers to these questions. How did this other person get what I want? A human being. How did this other human being get what I want? How did they achieve this goal? And why haven't I got it yet? If you ask yourself those questions when you come across these situations, you will learn important answers. You will discover things about yourself. You will discover things about human beings. You'll learn things about how the world works. The more you ask yourself these questions and the more perspicacious, the more you pay attention to the world around you. In yesterday's call, we talked about comedians and their ability to use humor and how you can pay attention and reverse engineer the process and work it into your copy so you can achieve the same effects. The more you start to do this, the more you start to pay attention, the more lessons you'll learn. This is why reading books is useful and it's helpful and can help you speed up your learning. However, you can learn from life if you begin to become perspicacious. You can learn copywriting by reading copy and paying attention to what's happening. You can learn copy by reading your own copy and paying attention to what's happening, seeing and truly trying to understand the forces at play. Most people don't do this. They don't learn to be perspicacious. They don't learn to pay attention. So then it doesn't matter how hard they work or how hard they slave. If you're not perspicacious and you can't learn to see the correct path and see the opportunities in front of you, and see the pitfalls in front of you, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you will never get where you want to be. But if you want to be a top tier competitor in the world, in the game of life, in the game of copywriting, you have to develop perspicacity. You have to develop the ability to see and truly put genuine mental effort into figuring out why things are the way they are and what it's going to take for you to change them. Invest your mind's energy, not into video games, not into consumption, but invest it into trying to solve these important questions in your life. Invest it into reviewing your action, going out and performing action and reviewing why it didn't go the way you wanted it or why it did go the way you wanted it and trying to understand why. Pay attention and you'll start making a lot more money and you'll progress faster through this program. You'll learn the lessons better. You'll be able to help your legion better and you'll be able to make more money faster. You'll be able to upgrade your clients higher and higher if you can sit there and think, why are things the way they are and what would have to happen for me to match this other brand's level of success? What would have to happen? The more you ask yourself these questions, the more you start to learn and pay attention and invest your mind into these types of questions, the more money you'll make, right? This is one of the biggest things that separate the rich from the poor is the poor spend their mind on energy on who knows what, and the rich spend their mental energy on figuring out and solving difficult problems. You can pick which one you would like to live. But the level at which you think is going to determine the level at which you live. It's been a good call. It's been a quick one. Tomorrow we will go back to our regular normal time. 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do our morning power up call in the morning. But if you haven't called the last couple of calls, make sure you go and catch the replays. This has been a good one. I will share some more information with you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk about the second half of this quote tomorrow. Perhaps, yes, that is what I will do. Tomorrow I will talk about the second half of this quote, which is the idea of being indefatigable, untiring, endless energy. Perhaps I'll share a few morsels, a few ideas on how you can achieve that in your life. Because things start to change when you don't get tired anymore. It's been a good call. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Use this information to solve these important problems and make more money. Talk to you guys tomorrow.